Come on. There we go. There's my other character. Viola is a spear user. I basically have the spear that you start with as a prophet. She's got some cool magic, and it's just a... What is this? It's like a +5 spear now, but it's so good. I've gotten other weapons, but I just like using this. So anyway, here's the dialogue. I think this is the dialogue that we missed.
Oh, well done.
Yes.
Well done indeed. You made it through that entire mess all the way to Stormvale. And off you trotted to the Round Table Hold. My sincerest congratulations. But how did you find the Round Table? Oh, you don't have to say it. Before, the Round Table was chock full of venerated warriors. But now, it's home to puff chests and has-beens. I fear you've been terribly disappointed. I don't blame you. But still, the Round Table has its perks. Why not earn a seat? Fly straight and true, so to speak.
I think I picked this.
Ah, then you're interested. A wise choice indeed. To join the Round Table proper, you must acquire a great rune and request audience with the 2 fingers in the inner chamber. They are the purported masters of the grace that guides your kind, the Tarnished. Yes. Pay them a visit, so that you may see for yourself.
So that was the dialogue that I accidentally used on Bocce. So now we're going to switch back to Bocce. Soul level 42 on that character. So yeah, I definitely put more time into it. Where's Bocce going to head to? So I have my map on the left. This is where I'm torn, right? I want to keep going forward, but I also know that she's really on the cusp of being able to do that. But I've made a list of... rather than exploring the entire map, which would take me like 30 hours, because that's... yeah, I put like 24 hours into Viola, and I'm at the exact same point story-wise. I've got these markers of locations I'm going to beeline it to, and we'll see how we go about picking up some things that are useful. And then I'm probably going to try and head north through the castle, and so I can see the next part of the game. But I mean, she's still level 28. It's just like, there's a couple, I just want to get some upgrades. So, certainly, for this part, as we're just exploring the world, yeah, I'm just going to be horsing it about for the time being, but then she'll be open for the co-ops. Unless, of course, Sweet Chin Music would like to join us on our quest. It just means I can't use the horse if we do that. Let's see. I will jump in public nevertheless, because it is fun to play together on this character. So, Bocce, what has changed since last time? She's acquired some fancy new garments and a bunch of runes, which I spent on levels. Other than that, nothing. Just that dialogue. So, here's the map. So all this stuff down here, we're going to pick up some items. Where's my map here? I've got 2 maps open right now. So the one that I was doing, I definitely want... I will be going south, yes. I definitely want to start by going south. And yeah, there's the castle. I don't really need to do that, but I should. No, let's stick to the script. The script is pick up the things that I've made markers for. Alright, here we go. So we are gonna stop pressing square. That's not what I meant to do. We are gonna go first of all, here. Yeah, I'm gonna horse it to get the bookmarked items. Well, I'll tell you what, Cyber, if you want to join in, there are some places where I'm gonna have to go into those little dungeons and stuff, so we could probably do that. You could be like Bocce's assistants in defeating bosses that she hasn't fought yet. For the time being, I just want to say I've been really enjoying this game thoroughly, which is why I had to make another character. I didn't want to have to wait a week to play it. Probably on short sword. It's been really fun. I eventually found a shield that I like for that character, which it's a small one, and it has 100% physical negation, and it doesn't have a skill on it, which is great. So I'd sort of been using that for some bosses. And I may do the same for Bocce, but I've gotten pretty good at roll dodging nearly everything. Knight's Cavalry. Oh wait. I have not fought this guy. He is specific to nighttime, I guess. Uh-oh. Well, we got magic, so why don't we just cheese it? Oh god, being on a horse is actually arguably worse. Alright. We get used to the character. You need to piss off. Right. Having magic is real wonderful. But I still have to make sure I don't get clipped like that. Oh, he's like stuck. Oh, they're all missing. I like this guy's music. Okay. Immediate death. Oh. That's okay. It won't be daytime and nighttime anymore. We can deal with him later. I just want to get south. So one of the differences between Bocce and Viola is that Viola has an extra flask. She's visited a lot of churches, and she has like a +4 flask right now. Bocce's is still +0, but I know where those churches are. I can see them on my little map to my left here. So endurance as well is increased. Decreased, sorry, a little bit for Bocce because I'm wearing fancy armor, but we can fix that by getting a couple levels, or maybe we'll start wearing better boots and stuff if we find something. Where are we going? Going to get some lunch, how doot? Well, we've already had an accident, but we are heading south to our markers. Whoop. Might as well grab this stuff while I'm here. No problem. We should grab Grace on the way. I don't remember this site. I find that a lot of bodies like that in this game. Ah, yes, here we go. Their items aren't amazing. They tend to just be like crafting items for the most part. It hurts me to do this, by the way, to skip all the stuff that I know I'm jumping through. It's just because I'm trying to keep the time down on the stream. Nice, there's a stone socket. That was like a dark blue. I guess that means it's a better item, like an important item. And here we are at Grace. Hey, Furby. Right then. We need to get the map for this area. I'll go there first, since I know where that is. But first...
Hello? Is somebody there? Might I bend your ear for a moment, please? My name is Irina. I've escaped from Castle Morin to the south. The servants there have rebelled. I can't be sure what it is. My eyesight's been weak since birth, you see. But I swear I heard frightful howling from all over. My good father secreted me out the castle, but decided himself to stay.
Yes, Furby, I do know Untitled in public chat.
It's his duty. As commander. I fear for father's life.
Thanks.
Servants are full of wrath, filled with hatred for every one of us. They've since come for every one of the companions I escaped with.
I don't know why I thought of this, but I guess it was the last time we were sat in public chat together, but I think there's a new level on Vampire Survivors.
I'm taking a letter to my father at the castle. My soul wishes that he escape, even if his honor should be the price.
There is. I gotta check that out.
I just want him to be safe.
So she wants us to take a letter to her
Dearly, then please,
father?
take this. Deliver it to my father, who remains in the castle.
My father.
Please. Please, if you can be stubborn.
So that was... Oh god, I have nothing. That was a key item. Where is that? Irina's letter. Gorgeous silken handkerchief, lightly stained with blood. Words can be made out within. I love the skill that Viola has, and I know where to get it. But I don't... But she's a magic character, not incantations. She's sorcery, and I wanted to kind of keep it that way. Otherwise I'll just end up playing the same character twice. But gosh, I love that spell. I'm gonna have to see what other spells are available. I hate those guys. Hate them very much. Yeah. There we go. Mighty shot. Ashes of war. Shopkeeper.
Buying or selling?
I don't know what kind of weapon Bocce wants. I'm just kind of using a longsword for the time being. This armor is what Viola has. I bought it off this guy. It's pretty good. Maybe... For now, I'll hold on to what I have. There's a couple bits down here I can get. Yeah, there's a little bit of a spicy blast over there. So there's the map. We now have the map of the area. And I can't open it because we're in a combat. Do a punch build, no weapon, just punch. Well, Bocce's got magic and light armor right now. So I'm going to have to give her some better armor, but I'm also... I might grab her a sword and shield kind of thing. Just kind of standard sword and board if I can find a shield that I like. Actually, there's one that will do the job. Not far from here. It's pretty cool. But I do also like having the rod in the left hand, so a lot of the time I just end up doing that. Why don't we grab some sunflowers while we're here? This is a good sunflower place. You're available for castle crashing. Oh, good. We could have a second buddy. How'd Night Horseman go? It didn't go that well. Yeah. Still getting used to Bocce again. Because Viola has powerful spells, but also a big spear, I've sort of got to relearn the range on all these attacks. So that's my excuse as to why he kicked my ass. Fancy Borg, like it. Good shit. Flower for your benefit. The plan effectively is I'm running around a map I've already uncovered on another character, picking up useful stuff. And some of that may require us going in the little dungeons, so that's a good opportunity for us to do some coop. They're not particularly long, but it's helpful to get through them. You get Granny ready. But yeah, all of this stuff is stuff that I've done already. Once. Right. Easy peasy. You get to see all the different playstyles. Yeah, it's good fun, isn't it? How many could be in one game at a time? 2 co-op partners. You can have an invader as well. But it tends to get a little flaky right now after 2 people, and people just start disconnecting and... It's just busy. So the rule is it's 2 co-op partners and an invader, or you can use an item to make it 2 invaders and 1 co-op partner. The Siege of Castle Morin. A lone hero fights for vengeance, only to fall at the hand of Lord Godfrey. I'll tell you what, if my co-op friends want to do Castle Morin, I wouldn't mind doing Castle Morin again, just for the NPC stuff. But there's really nothing in there that Bocce needs, other than maybe the runes, I guess. It's worth doing, it's very cool. Oh no, the jellies are mad. Why are the jellies mad? Are they just mad at us forever now? I think Bocce actually harmed jellies in the past. Oh. We got the item. Maybe it's the weather. The weather is interesting in this game. There are some things that I have learned. Seeing as Viola's done a little more content and she uses pyromancy, one of the things that I have learned is that pyromancy does less damage when it's raining. However, lightning-based magic does more damage when it's wet. So that's like that's a fun little thing. So this is where we are now. I would like that. I already got that. Okay, so where I want to go next is... It might be worth me going up here. I don't remember what's up here, but I think it's useful for bocce. It's just appropriate. There's also something there's a couple things I forgot to mark down because I was so involved in playing the game. But one of those is a scroll for learning magic. There's also a couple of magic spells I know the locations of, which would be nice. And I can show you something really wonderful quite soon as well. Something I was not expecting. Hey, look at that. That's how you get in the tower. So what is in here? We have warming stones and the great turtle shell, which just so happens to be a shield that I cannot use. Bocce's not strong enough. She needs like 14 strength. Is this the one I normally use? I usually use a shield like this, but without parry on it. So I save that for certain bosses. But she needs 10 strength for that. So maybe I'll give her a strength so she can use that. It's really handy to be able to gauge what the boss is, like a new boss, to see their moveset to survive as long as possible. And that, I still have to be very careful with that, but it does help a little bit. I say you have to be careful with it because it's a lot of the times bosses could just straight up break your shield and then kill you because you're in stagger mode. So it's one of the reasons I don't use them very often, but it definitely is useful to have the option. There's no reason not to do so. Iridius's Rise. Now then. Seek 3 wise beasts. One. Two. I genuinely don't remember where 3 is. It's okay, it's not real, but Flower, it's just it's a magical simulacrum. It's just a lock. I would never hurt dog. This is some kind of dog? Never say never, I mean, but I would mostly not hurt dog. Actually, I think it was just like right there. Uh-oh. This dog, though, different. This dog... Oh, no, gave up. Okay, nice. What about Granny, though? What about Granny? This way. You know, Bocce has an unfortunate history of causing problems with grandmas. Oh, that's me. That's me that causes the accidents. Ah, it's a memory stone. Okay, this is a good item. This lets us, instead of using stats for attunement, this lets us have an additional spell. It's a permanent upgrade. I'm glad I came here now. So... So where's the next stop? The next stop should be the west. Oh, wait. Here's some shit. Let's reset that encounter. Fall damage is reduced a bit. Well, fall damage in this game is like Demon Souls. You can drop for really long, but then you'll immediately die if you go slightly too far. This is interesting. You know, I was talking about thunder earlier. It's raining, so they actually have an advantage, but we can just do this. So... Again, not used to the range on this. Because I've been using the spear for so long. Too far away. Alright. Whoa, did I just cancel his magic out? That's great. Way to go, Bachi. Ah! Oh, it's like pulls you in. That spell is not very powerful. I want to be able to do something about that. Hey, he's dead. And all of the lightning has gone from the area. There's like lightning strike pits. I still really like the way that this game gives you flasks back for killing enemy groups, so I can just cast magic all day without having to rest constantly. That's more like it. Alright, so where's the next location? Here. For sure. And then... here. Probably do that. Because you need to fight more because you can and because you'll get flashback. Indeed. Instead of just resting constantly, you can get away with not having to keep resetting the enemies. And it's good. That was almost a death. Please don't do that. I did that yesterday. I ran my horse off the edge of a cliff. It was very stupid. You can still die like that. You have to land in a kind of wind tunnel to survive that on your horse. There's flowers here. Poisonous ones. I'm not a fan of these dogs, I'm gonna be honest. They're probably still one of my least favourite enemies in the game, although I've actually grown to loathe the rats. And the rats are normally in little rooms and stuff, or corridors, and like, that's fine. But the real problem with the rats is when they're in an area like this and it's wide open. They don't care about rocks. They will be like, they'll go directly towards you. If they're on the other side of a rock like this and you don't know they're there, they'll just climb over it and gank you. And it happens so much in this one area. It was a nightmare. Just rats everywhere. Emergency dodge there. I don't want to be on my horse for this. But could use some upgrades on her gear, I think. That'd be nice. You're here, Flower, in this location? That's fun. Hand ballista. Ballista bolt. Try item. I had one like this that said didn't expect message and it made me laugh a lot. Because I didn't. I really didn't. I spy Grace. Let's go pick that up before we move on to our next encounter. So I want to check some stuff out. Let's see what we got here. Quick step. What is this? Determination. What are Bocce's stats? She's going for dex. She has a lot of dex. So really anything that I can put on that has keen is a better idea. I think that's what I've done. Just so she has more damage, but it might be nice having an ability we can use. Let's do that for now. Another thing that Bocce hasn't used and should be using are these. Yes. So we've got Termination. Which just isn't in my list now. I guess, fine. What are we looking at equipment wise? We should make sure that we're wearing as best we can. That's better poise. Let's do that. What else we got? We don't wear helmets here. I mean, she could totally just wear better stuff, but look how fancy this is. This is a fancy robe. We gotta fashion souls it to a degree. Those are unlimited use for me. You can just swap your ashes at any time to different weapons, and it's interesting because so each one you'll notice they had two types on it. It was standard or quality. Some of them are standard or keen, and the version that you equip will change the scaling on your weapon. So if you have a regular sword but you want to use dex scaling on it, you can apply an ash to it that has dex scaling on it, and that's great. Oh, the jellyfish. No, those you can summon those. So they cost FP, but if you are in single player and in a very specific location, you'll see an arch appear on the left of the screen. Usually this is near a boss area or an encounter. It will allow you to cast a summon. And that jellyfish will basically distract the enemy for you. So it's helpful on bosses when you're on your own. I don't remember if this has anything useful in it, but I wanted to show it off. It's pretty cool. I've got a horrible feeling I know where this is leading, and I might want to summon my friends in here. I already fought this thing once before and it was not pleasant. I don't think it has an item that I need though. Earthbore Cave. Yeah, I remember this cave. This cave is, you know, that floor doesn't look so hot. I'm just not, I won't do this for now. There's other things that need to be done. Whoops. I'm gonna head to over here. Done with chores. Lovely. Yes, watch Bocce explore. So yes, Bocce exploring the locations that were already scouted ahead of time. I chose a really bad place to put that, didn't I? These are the demi-human ruins. Ah, so here we go. Here we go. Okay, I gotta take care of some business first. Oh no, it's one of those fucking things. I hate those ones. Do love that though. Uh-oh. They're everywhere! Oh god, why are there so many? But she could just do that. Really good against groups. Bocce with her laser beam. Which is great. I did, yeah, this is, uh-oh. I didn't want to have to use a flask there. I was hoping we'd have full for when we went into this, but I'm going to show you the jellyfish. The jellyfish has a poison attack, which is pretty cool. Alright, you ready? By the way, I'll show you afterwards, but the description of the jellyfish is pretty nice. Oh, this thing doesn't have a ton of HP. That's fine. Oh, we got it! So that drops Crystal Burst and the Demi-Human Queen Staff. Now, Crystal Burst is a new spell. You didn't get to see it go off there because I killed her, the Queen, before she was able to cast it. The Demi-Human Staff is a new catalyst, but I don't think it will be better for us than the one we have. I think it's a catalyst for, like, knuckle-brained idiots, basically. Let's have a look. So we have the Astrologer Staff. What class is Bocce? She's in Astrology, yes. So, so this actually has higher sorcery scaling. So it is good. It's better than the one that we had, and we've already upgraded this twice. That's wonderful. So this will give us a damage boost for our magic. Gifted to the demi-humans to foster peace, it can be wielded by even those of low intelligence, sneered at by fools in the academy. So I guess what they're saying is, like, the academy people are like, that's a shit stuff because it could be used by idiots, but actually it's really good. So it has lower int scaling, but that's not really an issue for us right now because it's going to be a while before scaling catches up anyway. So let's equip that, and oh, we can have 2 talismans, so might as well, even though it's useless, we'll equip it anyway. The Jellyfish Description. A floating spirit that illuminates its surroundings. Prone to tears, the jellyfish girl searches for her distant home. Will bravely spew poison at foes on her summoner's behalf. It seems her name is Aurelia. I think that's a funny jellyfish pun, but I really enjoyed that that's the description for this summon. We got Princess Jellyfish on our side. Which was also a pretty good anime, by the way. I enjoyed that show. Alright, new catalyst, new attack damage. Here's a large not talking flower. Your Majesty, indeed. Thank you for joining us. So, this thing is... I don't know how much damage we'll do to it. But look how our magic's, like, already better now. But we didn't recover after that fight, and so... we're sort of in a position where... I should probably just ignore this. It's basically a harvestable. That enemy is just a harvestable. The orbital laser flower. I love it. I love that attack that it does. But it is it's so easy to avoid and just stay away and hit it. But if you have a ranged attack, you don't really have to care about those things unless you're in a fight with them directly. Now, we don't have any magic. And our health is starting to wane. I'm pretty sure there's Grace here. Is that a jelly? The Mausoleum prowls, cradling the soulless demigod. Here's Grace. Let's get rid of poison. In a second. Might as well grab this first. A sacred tear. Very useful. Melina.
Spoken echoes linger here. Words of Queen Marika, who vanished long ago. If you wish, I will share them with you.
Please do.
In Marika's own words, then, after thy death, I will give back what I once claimed, return to the lands between, wage war, and brandish the Elden ring, grow strong in the face of death. Warriors of my lord,
So this, like, there's another piece of dialogue we got, and I don't know if she gives you them in order or if they're in different churches, but I've already heard this one. But effectively, she says, all of these warriors, these people are going to be cast out, they'll be fallen from grace, and they're going to go to a distant land and live and die. And this was the follow-up to that. So after they've died, they come back here, and then they fight to become warriors of Lord Godfrey. I guess reclaim the Elden Ring. So this gives me a kind of Valhalla vibe, like they're here to sort of become Einherjar or become demigods or something like that. That's the vibe I get. But can you do this? No, you cannot, but you can allocate flask charges. No, increase the power managed. So the Sacred Tears let us +1 our flasks. Means we now heal a little bit more. Notably, we can also memorize our new spell, which is the most expensive spell yet, but it's, I look forward to using it on an enemy, because it's a real humdinger.
Shall I turn your runes to strength? Let my hand
You have a +2. Yeah, I don't remember where I got most of those. There's a bunch of churches around. I think there's another one just down the ridge.
Your thoughts.
Viola's currently on a +4, so I know I can get them in this area.
You would follow.
Now, I am a little torn. We might as well use this while we can, right? But actually, no, I'm not going to spend those here. I'm going to take a quick trip to the Table of Lost Grace and see if we can upgrade anything on our staff. I can also get some dialogue from Thea.
I am pleased to see you again. Would you like me to hold you once more? The blessing is still aflame in your breast, dear. Would you like to be held? Regardless? Now, come closer.
It's a really cool painting of Marika. Hug NPC.
You are so very warm. I was known as a deathbed companion. Where I come from, after I received the warmth and lively vigor from a number of champions, I lay with the remains of an exalted noble. To grant him another chance at life, to do so is the purpose of my being. But before I could bear the noble into new life, I was awakened by the guidance of grace and chased from my birthplace. Pray, be kind. Despite all that, I still wish to be a deathbed companion. So please, let me hold you like this, as often as it takes. Then good day to you, my dear.
Yeah, chased from their place, from their lands to here, to this place where we seek the Elden Ring, or... this room also contains the dressing table, where you can alter your character's appearance whenever you want, which is wonderful. Very good job there. Very nice little feature. I like it very much. Good stuff.
Where have you been hiding? I took you for dead. No matter, it's all the same. Lay out your arms then.
Let's see if we've... Yes, we can. So upgrading this will increase our sorcery scaling. That's what we want. We don't have a lot of smithing stones right now. Sorcery scaling is going to increase our damage with our magic, and we're going to be kind of trying to lean on that as much as possible so that we don't have to get in and hit stuff too much, because that's going to help our survivability until we get some decent armor and stuff.
What do you need? I have little time to spare. Oh, are you aggrieved? at the notion you are but a visitant here, then you would do well to remember the first words of grace given to you. Stand before the Elden Ring and become the Elden Lord. If those words held any meaning to you, follow the guidance of grace. Lay low the shard bearers.
Really like this armor,
and claim for
even though it's crap.
a great rune. Do so, and the doors to the round table's inner chamber will open, and you will receive the wisdom of the Two Fingers. Once the wisdom of the Two Fingers becomes your own, I'll impart to you a proper welcome. As a true member of the Round Table, I have high hopes for you.
Almost implying that that's not the end of it.
These namby-pamby tinies think us no more than a shelter from the rain. We've spoken long enough. I have matters to attend to.
Well, now you have a cheddar fix. There's always messages here, so I can never, like, talk to this NPC. I've learned something about shopkeepers in the game from somebody else. If you are the sort of person who... What the fuck was that armor? I love that. He had, like, Danny DeVito's belly armor. He had my belly armor. That's amazing. If you are inclined to start murdering shopkeepers, they will drop bell bearings. That's what this is about. If you give the shopkeepers bell bearing to them, this is like the ashes in Dark Souls 3, they will gain the stock of that NPC. So if you don't want to be teleporting around all the time, you could just come in here and murder all the shopkeepers. Rapier, scimitar. I like the longsword. I really love the spear though. Mace is good. I wonder if I should buy this memory slot thing while I've got the souls to do it. Usually I buy stone sword keys as well. I'll buy it. While I've got the souls, the runes. Let's buy the Way of White and the Way of Blue. Didn't you get a memory slot? I did, but now I've got a spare one. I'm gonna rest here. So now you may notice a large pile of bloodstains down here. Well, since we have no runes, we might as well investigate, huh? Be nice to test our little spell. Reverential bow. We learned a bow. Forgot you could do that. Okay, that does not do a lot of damage to you. Oh, that was close. Oh, he's just dodging all my magic. I hate that. Dodge this. Okay, it did. Okay, that. Oh, Whoa! Whoa, whoa! Did not quite go far enough, though. This is actually the thing that gets me killed the most, you know, when I think I'm far enough away, but I'm not. Okay, yeah. Gonna heal. Right, no more magic. Which means we're two-handing now. That's rough. Fully charged attacks, though, are pretty good. If we can get enough of those off, we might stagger this dude. How many are you gonna cast? Okay. Yeah, I knew that was fucked. Whoa. Bad time. Overextended there. Ah. That was unfortunate. Ooh, we could beat him though. We could do that again. That was not too bad. It was just... That was a really unfortunate timing on that last hit. Oh, wow. So here's what I'm going to try and do. Let's get rid of that Estus. We'll use the power of our quick attacks to stagger him out of his attacks. Force him to heal. There we go. So now we're on level footing. Right, turns out I can quite easily stagger this dude, so yeah, no worries there. Unless he gets hyper armor on his attacks like that. Oh, what's this? All out of heals? Being very cheeky. It's gonna get burned. I'm gonna get very burned if I keep doing that. about a taste of your own medicine? So, you too have learned the roly-poly. Uh-oh. There we go. Easy peasy. Second time round. First try. Nice work, Bachi. You did it, and without like too much magic too. This is the thing. We want magic to be able to do a lot of damage, but we don't want to have an over reliance on it. Get fucked, murder hobo wizard. And also, that guy had great armor, and I wish I had it. So, his infinite FP is spicy. It's very spicy. It's very cheeky. But he's very dead. So. Fun little NPC invasion. Now there's something in here that I have on my other character I haven't used yet because I don't quite have enough faith yet, but I'm getting there. And it's right here. And this is the Cipher Pasta. It's a sword made of letters. It's pretty cool. One of the weapons originating from the two fingers, a formless sequence of ciphers comprise its blade, and as such, no shield can repel it. Deals holy damage. The further inscription appears to be hanging in the air, the language of light spoken by the two fingers. Good job, Bachi, but anyway, that was a little bit of, you know, a little bit of side business there. We've still got to go west. There's still more things that we need to find. So we're going to head here. I actually don't think we need to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. We thought to check a relatively small strip of land on the map, run into an overworld encounter, found an NPC and 2 dungeons. Yes, it's a lot. It's very heavy on content. Like, you can't just run like down the coast. You've got to like run left and right and go to every fucking corner because it's just there's stuff hiding everywhere. Blood grease. Now that's a nice item. That's you can put bleeding on your weapons. Sorry, that guy. He's got in the way of my blade. You don't want to be in the way when my laser goes off. Those are the words of a great man. That lad in particular, yeah. Now then. Something I just wanted to test. For some reason I thought that this only appeared at night, but I guess I was mistaken. There is a door here. What's in here? It's a catacomb, which means it could be terrible. It's a relatively simple one, though. Oh, it's just skeletons. We can deal with that. So this spell, it's not that great actually. It hits multiple targets, but I might as well just use this because it's cheaper and does more damage. A kind of a naff spell. But hey, there's a cookbook. Wait. I just remembered something that I wanted for Bocce, and it is in a skeleton cave. I wonder if, I don't think it's this one though. I think it's to the east. In fact, I did mark it on the map. It was about her weapon. I think I decided that I was going to go for something like the Uchi Katana, which I found, because a bleeding weapon is a really nice thing. She doesn't have any blunt weapons. These will get back up if you don't kill them. Yeah, I like the Catacombs music too. It's a good time. The worst one is I went to this place. I think Maelstrom already went to it early on, but I went to this place, the Siofra River, and the music there was really stressful, and the combat there was really stressful, and the whole thing was just generally very stressful. And after about 3 hours of playing, I had to stop because I was just so stressed out. All out, huh? You will die by my arrows. Your arrows are like you. Weak and twisted. I fear them. Not. That was from Tenchu? Little crusty there. Okay. That always is super part of stressful stuff. Yeah, it was horrible, and I noticed the music, well, just generally was quite stressful. It has... My analysis of the music somewhat is that it's using a lot of oboes and reed instruments, and they're doing these really sharp bursts, and that stuff only seems to come in when you're in the vicinity of enemies. So it does build up dynamically in that way. But the way that they're very sharp puffs on the reed instruments, it's building a tension. It's like they're creating these kind of tense... How do I put it? The sound that it makes is particularly strained, and that's just awful. Bad. So you can totally just send those things down by hitting them with magic, or throwing knives, or a rock, if you got a rock. And you can send them back up again if you really want to. Like that. Bye, bitches, indeed. Bye, Felicia. There, we got him. Just use the environment to do all the work for you. I don't think there was anything in here. Ah, yes there was. Ah, it's the thing! It's the... Okay, here we go. Thank you. Uh-oh. That was a really bad place to be when that happened. Okay, I am feeling like this room's gonna have some shit in it, right? No? No, it's just this dude. Okay. Really do like these little dungeons, but much prefer fighting skeletons than those little stupid goblin things. I hate those little stupid goblin things. The stone goblins, they're awful. Somewhere a heavy door opens. At somewhere is a boss room. But generally speaking, it's here. It's usually near the start, so we can actually go back now that we've solved the puzzle of the catacombs, so to speak, and refresh ourselves. It's the Skyrim door. The dragon claws. Alright, let's get our jellyfish on, shall we? God damn. I didn't think I'd have to fight a Minecraft Enderman. But look how much damage we're doing, this is insane. Wow. I almost feel bad. Lutel the Headless. Yeah, he didn't like magic very much. Alright, this costs 104 FP to cast, which I think we actually do. We can. No, we don't even have. We've got 84 max. We can't even use this, but. A spirit of a headless knight who leads the Mausoleum soldiers, wields a lance enrobed in death and hurls spectral lances at foes. Lutel sacrificed her life so that in death she could continue to protect his soulless demigod until their revival, earning her the hero's honour of Erdtree Burial. Was not the soulless demigod mentioned as being in the Wandering Mausoleum? So this is the balance, right? Sometimes I have to get up close and personal and fight stuff, and I don't have a lot of damage right now on my sword. And other times I could just throw magic at them and they die immediately. It's just very good. So, tit for tat. We're doing okay. Good job, Bachi. Use those laser beams. I'm not too pleased with these guys. There you go. That was okay. I guess since we're here, we might as well deal with this. You like magic, Minor Rotary? Oh, Avatar? The last tree bender. Ah! Okay. Kind of saw that coming. Oh no! Bollocks, it's terrible. That's very terrible. Are we out of magic? Okay. Whoop. Whoa. Not today. If I could stagger it with enough jumping attacks. Whee! Got him. Nice work, Bocce. You're gonna get at this. Hey, Dash friend, welcome in. Been addicted to the game, played it all day yesterday. Yeah, I've been playing this a lot on a different character. Ah, bubble tears. Nice. Like those. So I've actually already done a lot of this stuff. I've done this entire area on my other character, so we're sort of just beelining it to stuff that I want. That one's not too bad. Thankfully, it's a little weak at this point because we're like so level 30. Can I get up here? I can, but there's nothing there, so I won't. Bocce's next stop is... Let's make... Oh man, is that a jail? That's got a weapon in it, but I don't think we can use it, so I'm not going to bother. That's worth going to. This I want to do. There's something down here I want to do, and then there's something down here I want to do. So. I have ended my life before in a very silly way by jumping off here. I'll try not to do that again. That'd be a bad time. Okay. That's about the limit of the drop range. Ah, this is the one. I like this shield. This is the shield that Violi uses, but I do not have the strong. So, wait. Is it even worth it? We've got a gold shield. It's 69%. It's probably not worth it. I might as well not bother. For the purpose that I want it for. So. That was close. There's a nice little... Oh yeah, you may have noticed that thing over there. There's a nice little a grace site over here. So I think I did everything in this location, but honestly, when I look at it, I'm like, did I crawl along the very edge of every cliff and get everything? It's really hard to tell on my map because it's so dense. Oh, we have 8,000 runes because of that. What I really want is smithing stones. But since we're here, why don't we do that? Work towards that goal of getting the 10 strength. I don't know why I got so much dex. Like, this isn't even a dex weapon. I guess when we get the Uchigatana we'll be good. You don't want to think about that hanging belt. I love the sound design on this thing, okay? Let's get close to it. Oh, I gotta deal with this first, but... Wow. Yeah. These are the Headless Knights, like Luthel, that we just found earlier. Right, listen to the sound of this when we get close to it. It's great. Is this a monster that can be killed? Well, it certainly has these things that we can hit. But oh, I don't want to get stepped on, because that would be bad. This might be a good use for Crystal Burst, you know? Oh! Oh, no. Holy shit! That's terrifying. Squish Legola. I don't like the idea of things being squished, particularly not people, because it's one of those few things that makes me overthink. I overthink it, and then I go down this rabbit hole of thinking about what it would be like and what the aftermath of that would be like, and it's just not fun for me. So. And that all stems back to me being forced to watch, taken to the cinema as a very young child, watching, of all things, The Secret Garden, and there's a bit at the start of the film and it just traumatized me for life, so... Don't like squish. Now my controller is eternally vibrating. I have to turn it off and then on again. Hang on a minute. Right, that'll do it. You know what I mean? Yep. Apparently that happened, and as like a 2 or 3 year old kid, I was like so hysterical that we had to leave the cinema. And then later in life I see like the intro cutscene from Zone of the Enders, and that was also horrible, and it's just anything that is about squished people, I don't like that. Because I just think about, you know, what is the stain that person becomes afterwards, like what's the mechanics of where the bits go and all that stuff. So this must be the deity. You can duplicate remembrances. I'm not sure what this means. But I'm sure one day we'll discover a remembrance and that I'll become aware of what it means. Until then, this is a mausoleum. A mausoleum. It is worded something about it. What did I speak to? I spoke to some NPC and something about this mausoleum was worded in such a way as to imply that there are more than one of those. So I expect to see more of those. The window pane death in Final Destination 2. Oh god, yeah. Don't like that. Weirdly less bad, but also kinda is in 13 Ghosts, there's one. Guys, I'm all out of power, what will I do? Psych! Wait, you're still alive? One of the Saw movies has a chat like that. Yeah, not interested. no, not particularly interested, thanks. I'm good. I did not mean to do that, but it's okay. Shiny Ark! The Fourth Church of Marika. Why is... There's a blood stain that just leads down there. And with the church another sacred tear, which we can use to once again improve our flask. Wait a minute. Is this... I need to be watching out for where these bridge things are because there's something I need to check out on my other... on Viola. I need 4 churches. It's what everyone asked DS3 when it came out. Where? Yeah, she's got a lot of churches, Marika. No Melina here. Curious. No, yes, of course. I always check that despite the fact that I know I don't have 2 seeds. But our flasks are now much better. We should probably be able to get almost full heal of our meager health bar at this point. Off one of our flasks, so that's great, because it was like half before. Okay, so down there is something. I could go fight that for fun, but I don't know if I want to. I did that the other day. It dropped a cool weapon, nothing that we can use though. Oh. There it is, the tower. Finally I can return to our home bathed in rays of gold. I forgot about this dude. Alright, keep that in your mind. Keep that in your mind. In fact, why don't we just do this now? You went to the War Master. This is the War Master. Message deleted. Turving subscribed for tier 1 for 16 months. Thanks, Furby. Big appreciate. Achoo! And they're all dead. We're gonna go get us an item that's gonna be real nice, because, yeah, we got a talisman slot spare. The Tower of Return. On the southern peninsula. Or southwest peninsula. The southern peninsula is technically the castle, isn't it? But, soon we will return to our home bathed in rays of gold. If you haven't seen this yet, be prepared, because it's fucking beautiful. I found this in my game and I was in awe. They are right beneath the boughs of the Erd tree. There's a door in the side of it. These statues seem to go down forever. We can look out over the ramparts. Oh, what do you suppose that is? Big ass dragon. Golden rooftops. So I think this is where we're ultimately heading towards. Well, actually I have two theories, because I haven't played through this, so no spoilers if you have gone this far, but I reckon we're gonna get into this place as like the point on the map that we're at. And if you open your map, you can see it does actually put you there. And that's where we were. And this is like the only bit I've actually done in my like 30 hours of playing the game. And look how much more space there is. But also the river where Maelstrom went, there is a underground tier to this. And I highly suspect, based on screenshots and the lore and all that stuff, like those ruins that fell from the sky, that there's an overworld tier as well. I think there will be more to this map than we think, but yeah, we're definitely coming here later. You can see places down there we can run about in, and I am not sure if this is a statue or a dragon that just isn't moving yet. But this is cool as hell. I love that they show you like your destination. And you get this lovely music. There's a Colosseum, you know. It's like, hey, you could be here one day. Try shooting it. I don't know if I can use the ballista. I can't. I don't have any ranged weapon that I can use, and the magic doesn't go far enough, because this thing is colossal. There's bloodstains down there, though. So this little area is good for precisely one thing. Other than the view. And this is one of the items that I wanted to get for Bocce. The Blessed Dew Talisman. This guy... a lot of HP. I don't think I'll beat him. I didn't on Viola. Because he'd do that. I bet Fiola could take him now, though. So, those things... If you knock him over, you can hit him in the chest, right? That's cool and all, but... In this case, I tried that with Viola, and I had to do that like 6 times if I wanted to beat him. So she could definitely do it because she has the stagger power, but I don't know if Bocce's got that kind of ability. This is interesting though. Transport gate that is inactive. Anyway. I'll come back here another time. Maybe we'll just... Yeah, his health bar is not moving. Also, on fire! On fire! Nope. We don't need to fight you. Perhaps now is a good time to equip our new talisman. What do you think? Our new talisman that slowly restores HP. It was once thought the blessed sap of the Erd tree would drip from its boughs forever, but that age of plenty swiftly came to a close, and with time the Erd tree became more an object of faith. Squishy girl need. Yep. It's real nice if you get like poisoned. It offsets poison. Or if you've taken a bit of damage and you don't want to heal fully, you can just back off for a little. So we Bocce need. So let's go down here. Anyway, we've got some more things to pick up in the south. All these little areas I'm going to, I just want to reiterate, there is so much stuff around here that we're not doing. There's some stuff in here. There's like a whole bunch of locations. In fact, I don't think I've been here at all. It's just, there's tons. Massive. Alright. Let's go down here. So I'm pretty sure this is like poison. Yeah, this is poison water. Doesn't seem to care, the horse. Tempest does not care about poison water. Well. Torrent. Bitcoin. Can I have that spell? Oh, it's a magic enemy, so obviously it's not going to take a lot of damage from this. But we might as well just hit it as much as we can, huh? You wouldn't download a horse. Apparently you would. Digistruct. One thing about magic that's different from... Sorry, sorcery that's different from incantations is... I've noticed you can charge most incantations, but I think the only sorcery I've had that I can charge so far has been the glintstone... Oh, sorry, the crystal burst, which is kinda shit. I don't like where those dudes are creeping up on me on the left there. Okay, no, they turn around. Will we have enough magic? You wouldn't inhale a bowl of vases, Kirby would. Yes! We cheesed it. Tempest cares not. Alright, next up. Oh. It's a Marionette Soldier. These guys are pretty nasty. Luckily, however, they are also susceptible to our extremely powerful magic spell. Yay! Cheese or breeze. I love these guys. I kind of want to show you their whole deal, but I'm gonna have to put myself in jeopardy to do it. Let's do it. I gotta lure him out of the swamp so I can be on foot here. This one's not too bad. The sword ones are good. These ones. Yep. You can see that guy in the back there? He's doing what I wanted to show you. Uh-oh. Come on, do the thing. Do the thing. Maybe we'll just let one of them stand. Ooh, a cuckoo glintstone. What's that? I love that so much. What is this? It is a good feeling when you run into an enemy is not equipped to defend against whatever you're doing because that's relatively rare. Indeed. That's why being prepared is the best, right? Doing a proper full quality, having everything at your disposal. Get your armor on, get your weapons, have a blunt weapon and a sharp weapon, have bleeding paste, have poison, magic, all that shit. It's all useful if you play smart, you can put yourself in the right situation for each encounter. But it's a lot of effort, you know, so I tend to just not do that. Just tend to just play as magic. They go so fast they fall over. They're great. I love those guys. Elden Ring enemy that needs 4 hands to use 2 spears versus DS3 Giga Chad Dranger that uses Drang twin spears. What was the item we found? This thing. Use FP to produce a magic ball. Ah, so if you are not a magic character, you can use these to do magic bolts. Craftable item. A 4 sorcery used by the Knights of the Cuckoo. That's what those things are. Launch straight ahead using FP, a magic bolt springs forth from the point of impact. Cuckoo. I would not have thought of them as Knights of the Cuckoo. I've been calling them marionettes, but sure. Now then. The thing I noticed about the UI, I love the way it shows your health or FP bar if it's not full, but it hides it if it is full. It's kind of nice. Who's this guy? Double hands. Ambush shard. Okay, this is a spell, so that's good for us. Here's a character. So it's like a stone mask.
It will do no good, I swear it. And yet you persist. You frothing degenerates.
That'll do.
Right, so interesting dialogue there. What is this? It looks like maybe there's... I don't know what to do with this character yet. I'm guessing there's something like a key or a gem that we can get to break that helmet off or something. But yeah, I think we have to leave her here for now. It's very unfortunate. I tried hitting her on my other character and that didn't work, so I didn't think it would. I thought I could break the seals. I wonder if there's anything to be gained from stepping on the beach. Oh yeah, there's like a whole bunch of dudes here. They're like, I guess undead that washed up on the shore. There's like boats, like shipwrecks all over the place, so it could be that they came back to life. It looks like the crew of a ship that's crashed a long time ago. Hello, plank of wood. Hello! It's me, plank of wood. How you doing? Havoc. It's like visiting Western Supermare. Good. Oh, Furby. Oh, Furby. Why did I not immediately think of that? You want me to see how many I can arc down? Alright. Let's see if we can get this gaggle to line up. They run pretty far. Oh. Oh, that's extremely satisfying though. Oh no! No! Bad! Danger, danger! Or skeg. The sand is brown, the people are miserable, it's raining. It's any beach in England. If you've been to like Blackpool and the coastline is like sea froth, but it's also wall-to-wall litter and cans. So some of these enemies have gold glowing eyes. That usually means they drop a few extra runes. That's a cool thing I found out at this beach. What the... Wait. There's, the shipwrecks off the coast. I wonder if I could come back here at night or something. It is getting that way. Does the game get low tide? Maybe, but it looks like the sheer cliff face. I don't know if it does, but there are sometimes enemies that only show up at night. I know that much because I've experienced those in the past. One in particular. Well, 3 actually. I can think of 3 where that's happened. Including one today with that knight on the bridge. He will not be there in the day. So, we can't use this. We need more intelligence. One of the night sorceries of Celia. Okay, so we do have sort of dark sorceries. Launches a projectile from distance removed from the caster so as to strike the enemy from behind. Okay. Celian sorcerers were assassins. It is said they often hunted their fellows. It's Gold Santa. Hey! If anyone has not met this merchant yet, you might like him.
Well, there's been an age since I've seen a customer. How can I help here at the end of the earth?
Because he sells the Zweihander. But he also sells the lantern, which we want. This is also good. This is a ring of sacrifice from souls, so if you're in a real bind, you can equip this talisman and it will break, but you'll get to keep your runes. He sells stone sword keys. He sells the lantern though. The lantern's great. You want the attributes? Zweihander requires 19 strength, which is not a lot, and 11 dex. Wonderful, wonderful weapon, the Zweihander. I actually have like 19 dex, I think. But the lantern is great. I highly recommend it. I don't really use this. Let's switch it out. If you go into a deep, dark dungeon and you have to get your torch out, you no longer have to do that. You can just stick your lantern on and both your hands are free. God tier item. It's only about 1600 runes. Go and get it. Right here. So, what's our int? 20? We're not far off, you know. I gotta use all my runes and see how close we can get to being able to cast that new spell. We might have to go kill a boss, though. You get so many of these in this game, Rainy Day Souls. Big enjoy. So I can get that one, or I can get one strength so I can use the shield if I need it. And then there's 2 more levels to go. We're not that far away, I'll do that. You can sell your runes at the shop to make it quicker, yes. I always forget to do that. So there's something over here that I marked. For some reason. I think that was the Mausoleum actually, so we don't need that. We did that, we did that, we did that. We did... Did I do this tomb? I did this tomb. There's stuff up here. I don't remember what it is, so I'm going to go for it though, just in case it's something great. You wonder if you can trade pocket runes. Never tried it. You think that's the rat place you were at? There's something up here that I might want. It's still up there. Damn it. Usually that thing jumps off, so I'll have to come back and get that another time, but I don't remember what that is. I think it's an Ash of War, and the more of those we have, the better. That is a fight! we might go and try that out anyway for the shits and giggles. And here, yes. Yes, Furby. I believe I do know what this is. Oh no, this is just some jabronis. This is fine. Oh, they just ran to their deaths. Pathetic. But there was a rat place that was quite similar. And here we get the winged scythe. Right. It's a very silly weapon. It's a faith-based scythe with bleeding on it, which I think Viola can use, but I didn't use it because I'm not used to the moveset. But it has a weapon skill on it that can stop people from using healing flasks. It's pretty beast mode. Oh, there's a rat. So, yeah, there you go, Furby. Here's a rat. There's another rat. That is a great skill. It's a good PvP skill, but the weapon is a holy weapon, which is good against things that are weak to holy, but these... Okay, little souls knowledge, which I think I mentioned last time, I'm not sure, but... look at the damage on the sword, right? That's 100 physical. If you look at the damage on this, it's 87 physical and 100 holy. So you might think, okay, that's 187 damage. But defenses are calculated individually. So if someone has 50% defense against physical and 90% against holy, that holy's only going to do like 10 damage. And the physical helmet will do a little bit less. So the overall result is less damage. But it is good for stuff like undead enemies in this game. And generally holy weapons in older Souls games would prevent skeletons from coming back to life with a necromancer, so I'm guessing that those enemies that come back to life here, there's a way to stop them doing that, and it's probably holy weapons. But I have not tested this, so... other things to do... Right, let's have a look at my other map. There are other things that I wanted, but I can't remember where they are, so I think that's everything that I marked. However, if any of my co-op partners fancy doing some fun stuff, we could go down here and take care of this whole deal. Now that we've had a chance to do some botchy work. Whoa. Botchy work. The Fellowship of the Botchy. Fellowship of Elden Ring. Well, I'll tell you what. If Granny's about, I'll just snap one of these. And once again, I'm sat in public on our Discord, so if you want to join, feel free, up to you, no pressure. This place we've done a couple times on different people's games. It's pretty good. Like, so if you're playing this game for the first time and you're starting up here, right, and you're going up here, and then you go, actually things are starting to get a little tough here, and then you get up here, and then this dude just like fucks your shit completely up. And you're like, how am I supposed to get past this guy? Just go down here. This is much easier. This is a much easier challenge area to deal with at that part in the game, and it's a nice little self-contained. It's almost like Bullet Area 1. It's nice little self-contained area, and it's like a good training ground. In fact, what I would say to players is like kind of go up here and then go south and do all the stuff around in this area, and then go east to about here and then go north. That's probably the desired path, because by the time you've done that, this dude will be a pushover. Ah, it's grandmother. Warrior. Oh wow, warrior granny. You've met with the ancestors and acquired a sacred headwear. But she is excited. You gotta go do a thing for a bit. Ah, that's okay, Cyber. I'm sure we'll get a chance to play later on. You appear to have an axe made of moss, warrior granny. And the ballista. You would join, but you probably get your teeth kicked in. Well, Furby, join anyway, because if you get your teeth kicked in my game, you don't lose anything. You have only things to gain from being here.
Warrior Granny is here.
And there's Talking Flower. Hello. Warrior Granny is here. I need to. She is. Please speak once more for me. I just need to check my audio balancing.
Yes, okay, well here's Warrior Granny. She's a little bit more leveled up than last time, as you can see. She went to some places. She partook of the beast blood.
I see. Yeah, this is fine. So it's fixed from last time. Oh shit, how did I do that? I just accidentally turned on... Oh, right, there we go.
All tight.
Hello. Furby's booting up the game. Furby, if you can teleport to this area, go up the lift and put your sign at the top of the lift and we'll make a start. And, because this is, there's a lot of dudes.
Yeah, hey Anomalina, how you doing?
At which area? This is where we're at. Castle Morin. Lift is the Grace, and you can just go up here.
So I've got a pretty cool knife. I want to show you what it does because it's got an amazing ability.
Viola has this knife.
Oh, does she?
I haven't used it yet. Just around here, Ferb, this is fine. You need to update Steam. It won't take long, it just has to reset.
Right.
Well, if you'd like to show... Why don't we go left first, because that's a good opportunity for you to demonstrate your knife, I think.
Okay, yeah, so here we go.
Ah, that's what it was. Yep, you can throw blood rainbows.
It's so cool!
And those cause bleeding as well, don't they? So it's a weapon with lower bleeding build-up, but it seems like, because it's a dagger, it's very swift, so that's actually pretty damn good.
I also have this.
Oh, I see.
I could be Elsa.
Let it go. That's a good weapon art. Okay. I don't even know what my weapon art does. I think it just gives me power. But because I'm a maniac, I'm going to let Bocce do this. And pull everyone into a great big shiny group. Oh, right, I really hate these enemies. I particularly really hate this enemy. Whoa! They are not nice. They have horrible attacks and big smiley faces. It's me. I'm dead. Oh no. You don't know what class you want to go with. You live the incantations you've seen in clips. I mean...
Okay, game's booting up now.
Hi, Furby.
Hi.
So what I'll say, Anomalina, is the class is basically your starting gear. It doesn't matter what you choose. Like, You can respec as well in the game. If you're new to these kind of games, I don't know if you are or not, but I would recommend the... I can't remember what it's called. There's there's one that has a sword and shield that's next to the Prophet. It's like yeah, well no, there's like the Warrior Nun one.
The one I got has the 100% shield.
Yeah. Vagabond is almost recommended. It's very good. But magic is fine. I really like the pyromancy I've been finding on Prophet. But Prophet is a really rough starter. The spear is very good. You get like no armor. it's a little rough. So Furby's here now. Furby's booting up.
Yep.
If we clear out this last few people and head towards that lift, we'll probably be there just in time. Uh-oh.
Oh, I've got to run down there.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Did you run through this area thinking that the fire could kill you?
I never tried it.
Well, here you go.
Huh.
It's safe.
Also, butterflies. Must get butterflies. Those are wonderful. Warrior is like a dex spell which is sent to players.
Oh no, that hurts you though.
Confessor, that's the one. Confessor's really good as a starting class because you get the extra heals if you need them, if you run out of flasks. And you get a good shield and a decent sword and some okay armor. But again, like, you can put your stats wherever you want. Like, you could start as a knight and just get magic. It's not ideal because they don't start with particularly high int, but yeah, you can do all that shit. It's good fun. This is effectively a sword mage now. Hold on a minute.
So it's in the castle behind the ballista guy.
You have to keep going past that.
Okay.
It's all the way on the south.
Uh-oh.
Oh, what, on the south outside of the castle, or?
Yeah, if you run past the ballista guy...
It's a bit...
He's on a bridge, right?
No. Oh no, the guy with a huge cross, huge arrow.
The knight, the big tall giant man. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, just go in there and go up the lift.
Okay.
I got a thing for Bocce.
Oh, what's this now?
Ah, Sideways, nice.
Oh my goodness!
Indeed.
They drop those? Of course they drop. Okay, Bocce, I'm sorry to do this to you, but oh, that's far too heavy for me. An oval helm large enough to cover any head. Very heavy and very hard. Reduces damage from headshots and impacts. The inside of the helm is pitch black, keeping the crazed warrior within from panicking. Really? That's how that works. Perhaps its rather roomy interior also helps alleviate feelings of pressure and claustrophobia.
Very fashionable.
What items do I need to use?
You just need to put your sign down. Wait, no, don't do it yet. Don't do it yet.
Oh, yeah, you need passwords, don't you?
Put the password in. The password is VOT multi. Here it is on the screen. That is a good helmet, but I cannot roll. Poor Bocce is too heavy, even with her crappy armor. So once you put that in, you go and use the tarnished sfurled finger.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah, I've dropped it at the top of the lift, at the top of the stairs.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's where I am.
So that will briefly pop up for us, and then we'll have a full... We'll have our menagerie. No, that's animals. What do we call it? Our entourage.
I've dropped it where you're standing anyway.
There he is.
I'm being summoned.
The bunk stick's no good, is it?
I'm golden.
Furby 2 has a large onion-like head, like Maelstrom. That's good.
Oh,
Filled Finger Furby and Filled Finger Warrior Granny. Wow.
Can remove my helmet, can't I?
Got the whole package.
You want to turn around?
Oh no. From behind it looks funny.
Yes, it does. Please turn around so I can see your face.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
That is definitely a face for secret radio.
Well, for a helmet.
I always say it's a face for radio, but then I reference that one Russian station that just like broadcasts static and occasionally beeps because it's used by spy networks. It's like the most obscure radio station ever. A face for CB radio. Oh, welcome in. Welcome to Bocce's world. The first thing we want to do is make sure I've got no magic now, but we'll get more. Don't worry about it. There's a couple items to grab in this location. And there's a guy to kill right over here.
So I'm level 19.
You'll be okay. This area is fine.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. You'll be fine. So I'm not going up that ladder. We're going the other way around, but I just like to check to make sure there's nothing back here.
So someone just ran through this wall.
Yes, that's a spectre of another player who's somehow managed to run through a wall. Amazing.
Nope.
Oh.
I'm disconnected.
Furby has been disconnected. So this is what I was worried about. The
right. That's what I thought. I thought it was Flower that ran through a wall.
No.
You had a connection error. However, I can go back to where you put your sign down. You can do it again, and we'll hope it stays around a little longer. I don't know how this stuff works. I don't know if it's P2P, because if it's P2P, it might be something to do with me being streaming. But, you know, it shouldn't take a lot of data. I don't really know. I don't really understand. Yeah, I'm not really uploading anything other than my own movements, so... I imagine it's dedicated. Right, let's get Phoebe back. Stab. Stab. Bleh. It's taking its sweet time this time. There he is.
I'm here now.
Right then, let's see if this lasts a little longer. Very good. Where's Flower? Oh, there's Flower.
Metal Gear Granny.
Metal Gear Granny. Granny Gear. Metal Gear Porridge.
I like this beginning castle. It's cool.
It is very good as an early area. Oh, the Claymore. Now then, Bocce. This might be... Nope. It's not for you. Wait, actually, no. Silly me. So... Strength 16. What's my current strength? 9. No, I can't use it.
My strength is 16.
If a weapon is more than you can wield it with in one hand for... If you could split the difference by using 2 hands. It doesn't work with dex, it does work with strength. So I think a strength 16 weapon... How does it work? I can't remember if it's half the strength or like 3/4. I think you can wield it with half the strength if you 2-hand it. Otherwise, it will let you equip it, but your attacks will do very little damage and you'll have staggered animations. So in Bocce's case, she has 9, so she should be able to wield this. But right now, you'll see it's like, it won't do very much damage.
Oh no!
Connection error. Return into your world.
22 damage, no good. However, two-handed. Oh, still terrible. Okay, so she doesn't have enough strength to do that either way.
And I'm out FP. Good.
But as we smash up enemy groups, we should gain little bits of FP back.
I don't think that's how it works in dungeons.
I suppose this is technically a dungeon.
Yeah, it is a dungeon. I got demounted when I ran in.
We already have that. Well, we don't need that. Just gets immediately smashed in the face.
I wonder, can you shoot these bodies?
You're in Stormblood, Lynchy? Ah, the steel wire torch. That's a fun item. That lets you do some cool stuff. Once we get around, we might be able to go back down.
Yeah, and get Furby back.
Oh, you've done the last patch before Shadowbringers. I was going to say, I thought you'd already been through most of Stormblood, but there we are.
Nice, Linkshi.
Yeah, it's very good. You're getting to the real meat now.
The good meat.
Ow.
Let's take care of these two.
Yeah, the wing guys are really annoying, so let's be careful about them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got no magic. Oh, okay. I'm at a bit of a disadvantage.
Doesn't do any damage! Oh god!
Oh no.
Oh!
Throwing daggers are very useful, and you should always carry them, just in case you have to get one of these little bastards to fall over.
How many throwing daggers do I have? Oh, I have quite a lot.
There we go. Easy peasy.
You did it. Yeah, but my Final Fantasy XIV progress has been significantly halted by this game.
I mean, I already finished all the stuff, but I haven't really been doing any extra stuff. I'm just, you know, I've done my story. I'm good for now. Until 6-1. That's where we're going.
Can't jump from here, can you? Oh no, that's death.
I would not recommend it. Nice.
Sneaky. Nice.
The second one was a guaranteed stagger. There we go. Smithing stone. There's an item there. Look at that. A bit of foreshadowing. Well, we'll be going there shortly. Ah, wait a minute. Is there anything here? I don't think there's anything here. Now we can just drop back down here if we want, and then use the ladder to get back up where we were, which is quite handy.
There is a sign of grace coming up, so we could meet Furby there instead.
I can't get there.
Oh.
Yeah, this is as far as I've got.
Well, we can go back and pick up Furby before we go to that one, because that one's a one-way trip anyway. So. I want to go this way, ideally, and this time, when I get to the NPC, I won't set him on fire by accident. So, there's actually a bunch of fighting going on here, but they've already killed the dudes. Yeah, you don't like that, do you? Just pepper him with arrows.
Whoa.
Ow. That's a nice feather you've got there, Bocce. Do you like that? No, it hurts, does it? Okay. And here, the person that the lady gave us a message for. Yeah?
There's a face I've not seen before. I'm Edgar, Warden of this castle, as ordained by Lord Godric himself. But you can see how things have turned out. The menials have all rebelled. They gave me good service, or so I thought. But it seems it was all an act. Foul creatures, as it said, and true enough, they're foul inside and out. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but whatever you come here to do, I'm afraid Castle Morin won't hold much longer. Take this, by way of apology. I see. From Arena. Thank you. I mean, you're dead, but I can't leave yet. Even if the castle should fall, as commander, I must remain to ensure the treasured sword of Morin does not fall into the wrong hands.
The sword of Morin.
If you see Arena, her father will come for her once he's fulfilled his duty. If you see Arena, her father will...
Right, so that's the next part of the quest line done, and let's go pick up Furby. Nearly killed myself then. Can I get off here? Yes. If you land on the wall, you're good. But such as it is, the fall damage in this game, I suppose if you land to the left of the wall, you probably die. It's such a short window. You get about 5 feet of leeway. Right, Furby, if you'd like to put your sign down where you did before, I think we can pick you up.
Just put it in the doorway.
I thought we were about to hit... Yeah, we'll be okay. We can get through the rest of this area, but we're going to have to face the boss with nothing.
Oh, okay.
That'd be alright. I've done worse.
I mean, yeah.
Can I use a grace when I get to it in your game?
No. But what we can do is jump into your game and help you get to it.
Yeah, that's a smart idea. Do you have any of the fingers, Furby? You should.
Oh, the furled... hang on a minute. Item crafting.
You're saying I should have stuff. I miss plus quests and all that.
The Furl Calling Finger Remedy, which is a craftable item. So if you bought a crafting kit...
Yeah.
Then you can make that.
I've got some of those.
That's what you need to allow summon signs to appear.
Okay.
Right.
And
So
they're
this...
like one-time uses.
yeah, it'll survive. As long as you're alive, you'll be able to see summon signs, but it will also allow people to invade you.
When you're alive?
Sorry, yeah, that's a... In Souls, you would use humanity to become unhollow, which is what I mean by that, so... This way, folks.
Yeah, Am I moving on your screen?
Yeah.
Okay, because, Flower just went through a wall again for me.
Right, I think your connection to Elden Ring servers is being flaky, in particular then.
Yeah, probably. Just gonna climb this ladder. Disconnect.
Steam isn't downloading a load of stuff, is it?
Oh, it shouldn't be downloading in the background.
That's curious. It might also be because you're the second summon.
Yeah, and I also have terrible internet.
Yes. Alright. We will have to proceed.
Yeah, no problem.
Should I go die then, so I can get my magic back?
You know what? Yes, because I'm gonna go talk to Irina.
Alright, say goodbye to Granny. Ooh-wee! Oh! I just heard a hey as I was falling.
Hey! So this lets us get all of our shit back, and we can go and continue that quest very briefly. However, it's respawned everything in the castle. It shouldn't be a problem, but we'll have to quickly run back to this fellow once we've spoken to Irina. That's not the right bonfire that I've just gone to.
If you want, I can run you to that.
Oh, it's nighttime.
While Bokchi's doing that.
It's nighttime, which means there's a special guest here. Knight's Cavalry. So remember that guy that fought us before with this big halberd? There's more of those.
Wait, I haven't seen that guy. Who is this?
Yep, he only shows up at night on this road.
Oh, the guy in the, like, before the castle.
No. Yeah, what? Yeah, the guy with this on my screen. Base.
Oh, sorry, I crossed your stream down so my internet wouldn't die, but...
Alright, it's got a morning star. He's on a horse.
Yeah.
Shrouded in black. And I really should be trying harder.
Furby, I'm going to place my sign down on top of the elevator. You need to use one of those... What's it called?
Okay, fingers.
Spell calling finger remedy.
Oh, you're gonna go and help Furby to get the thing.
Yeah. So leg it towards there.
See, this spell is not particularly good for dealing with... Bocchi. What are you doing?
So once you use it, you should see a golden sign on the ground.
Okay, yeah, I see it.
Very good.
Don't do a lot of damage here, but it's a war of attrition. And one that we can win if we're able to knock him off that horse.
Oh, that's interesting. Where's he there?
Yeah, I think he fell off a wall.
Gotta watch out for that. The shoulder barge is always fun.
Right.
Okay.
So I'm gonna beeline you straight for the Grace.
Oh, okay.
Which isn't actually that far, considering.
We're doing over this guy. Oh, that's all.
Oh, we're all out, huh? We shouldn't have done that then.
Furby, I got a present for you.
Oh, yeah.
I guess you've got the hat too, huh?
Yeah. Pumpkin helm, but then it become heavy load. It's quite heavy, that. 12 or something.
Right, so when we go up here, we wanna be careful, because these wing guys are very hard.
Ah, okay.
Alright. We got one more of these in us. And it missed. Okay, that's fine.
Nice.
He's not far off. That was scary. I did not mean to jump there. I could just do this. knock him off his stupid horse with a throwing knife, and then kill him. Alright.
Oh, okay.
And for that, we get Barricade Shield and the Night Rider's Flail. Eat shit, Knight.
Ah, so great.
I need to make more of these. They're very useful.
Nice.
No, I don't suspect we can use that.
There.
But yes, you can indeed have his very silly weapon. As I said though, dex weapons, usually it won't even let you swing those. I guess it's different in this game. It's a pretty cool weapon though, I like it.
Oh, bye.
Bye.
So I guess in this one it lets you equip anything you want, but it just does no damage. Anyhow, that was a little sidetrack. We didn't really need to do that, but there he is. To the north. I keep resting at sites of grace to teleport. We don't do that in this game. You'd think I'd have learned by now. So, we received a letter from Irina. We delivered it to her father in the castle, and now we're going to go and talk to Irina, and everything's going to be great. Or maybe not. She's dead.
Oh no.
Oh shit, that's depressing.
Oh.
Guess we better go tell her father. Actually can't get back from there, I'm gonna have to run to him right quick.
Yeah, it's a little annoying getting to him every single time, but it must be done.
What other jesters do we have? This is quite good. That's a cool pose. Oh, that's good. Edgy vampire pose. Here's the run back. The one I like to use. Actually, I'm going to try a different method. Just about. Right. So I don't love that run back because you end up pulling so many extra enemies, but we got away with it. Anyone else? No? Right? Carry on, no? I think we just pulled 4 of them. Alright.
Shit.
This is why magic is pretty decent. And now we're already back where we left off, pretty much. So we just gotta go up here. Ran out of magic. Whoa! That thing just knocked the knight off the castle. I've never seen that happen. And now we can go and talk to the lady's father. Holy shit! Yeet! There it goes. I'll do that again, that was fun. Boom! Oh, it got stuck on me. Go for it, Bocce. Stab! There we go. He's gone.
Bing door golf.
He's gone, he's not here anymore. Door golf, live it. Why isn't he here?
Ah.
Because I imagine we can probably summon him for the boss. I've never tried it, but we don't need him because we have Warrior Granny. Isn't that right?
What about
Warrior
Furby?
Is Furby here now? Have you been able to catch
him
up?
there.
Yeah, I'm at one of the bases behind castle.
We have Warrior Granny and Furby.
Well, for maybe 10 seconds.
Yes.
Speed run.
Let's go.
Shit, I fell off the cliff.
Oh.
No, not really. Every side's down in the bushes.
I'm carrying a hearty 10,000 runes. Maybe should have used those. I'll be okay. We're not gonna die.
I got 69k runes.
You've got 69,000.
Yep.
How many
No,
level- how many
100
level ups?
actually.
How many level ups is that for you?
Oh!
Well, Flara's got ahead somewhat of where we've gone, so I imagine this rune scaling is a little higher there as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've gone to the north.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got some cool stuff there.
That's why you look like a Dragonborn.
Oh no, I didn't get the horns there. The horns I got from perusing to the east.
Yeah, you can get those pretty early on. So there's an item here. Let's get that.
Yeah. Stonewood sword.
Stone sword key. Which I tend to buy whenever I see them. 69,000, nice. Yeah, for the 69th live letter, this is fun, but I believe they banned the word nice from Twitch chat for that.
Oh no!
We don't need to fight these. I mean, we can, but...
May as well. Oh, it didn't die.
Oh, I stole bot you stealth kill.
Unbelievable.
Stronger because it's multiplayer, isn't it?
Pickled turtleneck. Oh,
yeah.
no! Oh, no, we got caught in a trap. Oh. So yeah, don't do that because there's a guy on the roof.
Yeah.
Fire! The hell hit you there?
He did. It's got like a lunging stab attack.
Got spikes.
You gotta watch out for those. Please help me, I'm of noble blood. If those hideous mongrels eat me, I'll be forever marred. Anything but that, please. Think of the disgrace. I'd be more worried about being eaten, to be honest, mate. But yeah, good luck with that. You're a ghost.
Yeah, why don't you just walk through a bars?
Oh.
Snags me.
Walk through the bars, he's a ghost. Oh.
Why is my internet so crap?
Your voice was cutting out there too, actually. I didn't
Really?
notice that.
Oh. It's not good. Look, 29 down, 5.5 up. Is that good?
I don't know, it could just also be the fact that you're the second summon in.
Possibly.
We could try reversing the order and seeing if it was kinder
Yeah.
to Flower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However,
Okay.
this man has to die first.
Oh no. Ah!
Stagger him! It is done! And now we get the treasure, so... Ferb's not far away, we could just have him drop off cliff.
Yeah, just drop off.
Oh, right, I'm meant to drop off, okay. I was just
leave and then come back and then reverse it.
Well, I'll tell you what, you can go back to... Ooh, Twin Blade.
Oh, no, it's okay.
Because if Flora's going to leave anyway so we can reverse it, I'll spend some of these runes.
Oh, okay.
Final hit of chain attacks. Okay, this is a good one.
I'm going to have a dramatic death. Here we go. Granny quota.
Granny quota.
Hey.
So now, yeah, we've done the annoying bit. So now we can just go straight ahead. So what I'll do is summon Furby first from the Site of Grace.
Yeah, I've got the stream shut down, but I've popped the chat out.
Furious typing. Level up. Okay, not quite. I need 500 more, but we're almost there. However, we can now memorize that new spell. Wait. It's 23 in. Oh, I thought it was 22. God damn it. Okay. Not quite. 1 second. I gotta just see if I can how many runes I get from these dudes.
The water animation in this game, the coast, is beautiful.
It's very nice.
Reminds me of Majula.
Oh no.
The only good area in Dark Souls 2. Well, saying that, that's where the pit is, isn't it? So never mind.
Yes, the pit to horrible Black Gulch.
Horrible town.
And the rat bit.
I like the bit before it. I forgot what it's called. Where you like light it up.
It's 17 runes for that. It's shit. Then there's that big rat boss, the giant dog rat thing.
Yeah, in the Augur mod, they changed it from the dogs to the dwarfs that appear. So you just get like 7 dwarfs throwing like axes at you, and they can insta kill you basically.
That's not quite enough for a level.
Do you not have any pocket souls?
No. And now I'm in combat.
Pocket souls.
I don't know, we never tried that, but to be honest, I think that's fine. One more run of that would do it. How many do I need? Oh yeah, I only need 200 more. I'll just go and kill a couple more dudes.
It's also very clever, like the rendering. Like when you go to these big dungeon areas, it usually gets quite foggy because it's easier to render the background then.
Well, their vistas are generally very good. Anyhow, it's one thing FromSoft's always been amazing at. Even without the fog, they don't need it. Not like Silent Hill 2.
The remake of that, where the fog disappears and you can see the background, like the black walls,
yeah, it's
Comic Sans, Silent Hill Ranch.
Not the best. One more kill and I'm good. And I have to run in the corner. They won't leave you alone, will they, Bachi? The enemies. They need to. There we go.
She's not having a good time. Wait, no, she has to. It's her adventure. It's her big day out.
It's big day out. She's having a great time. Okay. Only watch you. Surely. Finally, we can use her new spell. That's going to count for something. Right. I'm going to summon people now.
Yeah, summon Furby first to see if it is like a second person problem.
Ah, it's amazing. It's like stupid, but sure.
That is really cool.
It's good in PvP, I guess. Perhaps that's the difference between sorceries and the other one. But yeah, those incantations I've got work against human players as well. So. It just so happens that Flame of Frenzy is utterly ridiculous. Here's Furby. Like, would you rest? Here's Furby. With his head like a beetroot.
Yeah. Did you just call me beetroot head?
His character's head's like a beetroot. It's like purple and inflated.
Yeah, you can create 3 different types of characters in this game.
Furby's actual head isn't like a beetroot. Let's clarify that. It's like not like that kid from Fat Dog Mendoza who has an actual onion for a head.
I would emote, but I don't know how.
We never saw Sigurd's head.
Oh, wait, actually. It's over here. Okay. Whoa, why do I sound like that?
I want the snap because we don't have repair powder anymore.
Hey! We got all the same voice.
No, Furby's is different.
Can we like do it like simultaneously and see if it just happens louder? I don't know.
Yeah, okay. I don't know how we're gonna line that up, but
on 3 on 1.
3, 2, 1. Oh, you can still do that, like you can in Bloodborne.
Yeah. You can't do it with Ring though. No.
Okay, we've paid.
I'm getting souls.
Yes, because enemies in the castle are being killed by other enemies. You get free souls. You just stand here.
Yeah. So far, you guys are moving very normally. So I think it might be. I don't think it's a second player thing.
It's probably a Furby thing.
It's Furby's crap internet, maybe combined with being the second player. I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe. Oh God, I'm punching.
Bully them!
With a pull my sword out.
I love that Furby's rocking it with the claymore. That gives us like we've got bleed, we've got heavy stun, and then we've got magic. Right, we're gonna jump off.
I use my axe so I can put Frost on too. Oh, what the hell?
Yeah, you can stagger those.
Oh, so much coming.
Yeah, get fostered.
Oh, he's
Granny ice cream.
Oh, it dropped smithing stones. Okay, now we're gonna go for a little whee. And then we're going to not go off that side. That's bad. This side.
Whee!
Well, no one's ran through a wall yet, so.
You didn't even need that.
I got it.
Maybe we found the dream solution.
I looked back in case one of you missed the jump.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you meant to jump there? I rolled.
That was fine. Okay, so now.
Oh!
Now there's a little bit of careful drops.
Oh, Furby!
What? Oh! Oh.
Flower, you can get to the next fire, right? Like,
yeah.
The next grace. There's one like just down here. Uh-oh.
Oh, bye. Oh, no.
Oh! I was right there.
Wow.
Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Run away.
Oh, no. Yeah, go. Get to the grace, go. You can summon me.
Oh, dude. This spell is kind of amazing.
Yeah, it's great.
Because if you get the distance just right, you can basically cast it on them and they can't dodge it.
Why do I only have 2 flasks?
Because you've been summoned.
Summoning.
Right.
I think the more flasks you have, the more you get.
It halves your flasks but rounds it up.
Oh, okay.
Actually, no, it rounds it up if you have 1. So it's half, but it can't go less than 1, I think, is what I'm trying to say.
Ah.
Oh, maybe
So
it
I should
can.
max out mana.
Right, let's get Flower in. Warrior Granny! Get fucked up, boy.
Becoming soup.
So there are rats that are far worse than these rats. And,
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Those are the ones I dislike.
Yeah, I got to a town that had like a few of those with glowing eyes and they cause like curse or something maybe? They give some sort of debuff.
Oh, those frenzy rats. Yeah, that's where I got the Flame of Frenzy spell.
Fine.
And Frenzy is kind of like Bleed. The difference being Bleed takes a chunk of health off you. Frenzy takes a chunk of health of you and makes you roll around for a bit holding your head. So it's arguably worse because it leaves you open. I don't know if it does as much damage as Bleed though.
I just picked up butterflies.
Yes, you can pick up any enemy drops and crafting materials from other people's games.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You get your own pool.
Ah, that's cool. So
Yeah.
you could have also picked that up and I could have picked it up as well.
Yes.
Awesome. Oh, hi.
Oh, I missed. Let it go.
Let it go! We don't need your HP anymore! So this stuff is all we don't need to do this if we get crushed anymore. We already did this once.
Flowers running on spot.
Oh dear.
Oh.
I feel like I'm going to disappear in a second.
The omen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just standing there, Furby.
Oh no. I'm still okay. Usually it's kicked me out by now.
Maybe it's just trying to reconnect you. Oh, I'm
You've
going.
gone.
So it's yeah.
So it's second player.
So yeah, servers are so busy the second player is being eaten out.
Oh.
That's kind of what happened when we got 3 people in, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll go and pop my thing outside the boss door.
Oh yeah, there's a big crabby, aren't there?
there is now. Hello!
Crab.
Hi, chubby tank. Like, forgot to taunt.
It's always a little scary when something big hits me and I hear the death noise, but it's killing its own crab lads. Is this Furby's first Souls game? I don't know if it is it?
Oh, I've played Dark Souls 3 to end.
Yeah, so a lot of the stuff in that you'll recognise
As co-op.
systemically.
Well, I got to the end. I was able to go New Game Plus if I wanted to.
Yes. This is similar systems, but a little different.
Yeah. I've played some of Dark Souls 1. Tiny bit of 2 and went, nah.
2 is rough. At the time, it was the only
really
other Souls
played-
game we had, so it was great. But now, in retrospect, I'd prefer to never have to play that again if I don't. Like, I'm okay with not playing that again.
I've only played 2 with multiplayer.
So, Castellan Edgar is indeed a summon at this location.
Oh, both of them.
He's
Yeah.
not going to disconnect, is he?
Well, I'm not going to summon him. I'm going to summon Flower because if he dies in this fight, I'm worried that his quest will get fucked up. I don't think it will,
yeah.
but you never know.
I'm being summoned.
So, how are we looking for? I got no magic.
I have 1 flask and mostly full health. Oh, I do also have that debuff. Shall I get rid of that debuff, the HP decrease thing?
Up to you.
I just don't know what benefits it really gives.
So, not using it means you have less HP. So, if
Yeah.
you're not using it, then you're not benefiting at all. If you are using it, Where is it? Where is it? I never find it in the menu. It's here somewhere.
Like Bertrand's curse or something?
Ah, Baldicon's Blessing. Use FP to temporarily boost poise. So it costs 10 FP. And it will increase your poise.
Right.
You have less likely chance of being knocked over by an enemy.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm going to enjoy using this weapon against this guy.
32 poise. Don't know if that's good or not.
Ah!
It's pretty good. Oh fuck! I
I'm
screwed
in a lot
that.
of trouble with this. Oh no!
Yeah, I got stuck on a rock for a long time there, and that was bad. I panic rolled because I didn't know where I was going.
Yeah, he's very speedy.
But it's alright, because we don't have to do anything other than just run to the door now. We've killed everything we need to kill, so I can just resummon with a full pool of magic. But
I'm
yeah,
gonna get out there first.
no, you can just put it at the grey site. Oh wait, yeah, that one. Oh, that one.
Yeah. So I can get out there. Not difficult, really.
So yeah, the that guy is a little aggressive. I beat him on Viola.
Shall be one. You line it?
I beat him on Viola and it was rough, and I beat him by effectively. I did a much better job of just not being hit by him, and occasionally finding a window to hit him with Flame of Frenzy at full charge, which is a really good skill for staggering people. So yeah, although at the end I think that technique I just started throwing fireballs at him, and then getting in and hitting him in the shins. This is one of those bosses that's like, the way that went wrong there is we just got stuck behind a rock, and sometimes it helps to know what enemy the boss is targeting, which is why I don't always summon in fights. There's some things like Margit, it's like good having a distraction, but if I don't know which enemy is going to hit, it's hard to dodge.
One's Margit. Is that the first big boss?
Yeah. Margaret the spread. Margaret the fell. Margarine the spread. Whee! Right, here we go.
1 sec. I'm at the next Grace.
Nice.
He's done it.
So I'm just beeline it. Well, I know where to go, so I'm just running it.
I love like the progression through this castle. Like you go through the big fort and then you climb down to the beach. It's great.
It's a nice little thing. I think this last bit, because it's all optional, like running across the bridge you get like an item, but it's kind of neat that you don't have to do that every time you go to the boss room.
Drop him inside that door.
Yeah. Well, the boss door.
This game is very fair with like boss buttons and stuff.
Yeah, the Marika statues really help with that. Oh, all these rats showed up.
I'm pretty sure that's something I said like during a stream once. Like I love there's a way to like go outside the boss. I have an option to do it, and now there is.
I like that you can see the edge of the floor when you're in water now.
Yeah, that's the thing that changed since the first game.
Yeah.
And the second game.
Summoning Cooperator.
Cooperator?
Cooper?
So once again, this boss will have triple HP with 3 of us there, so I guess that's fair.
Yeah.
And this time I'm not going to get fucking stuck on a rock like an idiot. Panic rolling is the worst though, because if you go out of sync with the boss's hits and then you're just pressing circle because you're like, I need to get away, inevitably now you will just roll directly into an attack, and it's a bad time.
Yeah. He's not
that's all
nice.
I do is panic roll.
I entered the room just before Flower came in because that used to ensure that they didn't get the HP buff.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh, Furby. Be careful.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. He's blocking. Oh, that sounds nice.
Yeah. Is that
Oh, he's
not,
going for me!
is that not what I'm meant to do, or?
Oh no, you can, but This is one of those bosses where it's nice to have a shield just to see the moveset.
No, Boxy!
Fucking rolled out of time again.
Don't care if I died, it's actually Boxy.
Oh,
She's all good. She's all good.
you got bubble shield?
Yeah, it's a thing I have.
It's Sonic.
I can tell you afterwards.
Okay.
We're just bullying this guy, to be honest. He's nothing. Ah, yes, I have the bubble shield as
I'm
well.
dead.
No, you're good.
Alive. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna use this on him.
Yeah, we did it.
Bullied.
No.
And we get the Game of Thrones sword. The sword made of swords. The grafted blade greatsword. The sword of Morin, aforementioned. The storied sword of Castle Morin, the revenger's weapon. It is burdened with oceans of anger and regret. One of the legendary armaments.
I got Rune Arc.
This thing is silly.
This arena is like beautiful.
So a rune arc will increase your HP pool while you're alive. And if you have a great rune, which I guess is from killing like a big super boss later on, it will have a particular effect that is granted by using one of those rune arcs.
Wait,
Hey,
does it?
Pastry.
Oh.
Yes. Hey, Pastry. Pastry's done this part. Do it in a look. Yeah. So Bocce has like Viola's done like all of this. Bocce's just been beelining for very specific locations that we've been marking down. So we just decided to do this for fun. We didn't even need to come here.
There is a location that I think would be good for Bocce to go to, if you would permit me to say where it is.
So now that,
Go on, Furby.
sorry, now that we've beat this dungeon sort of thing, can you still summon me into your world in this dungeon?
I don't know. Never tried it. I think so. I think the main... Well, it's odd because they say in traditional Souls games it was you beat the main area boss and then you can't summon them anymore, but that doesn't really work here because of the size of the game, so I think it's probably still fine.
Yeah,
so
I think that's correct.
My map flower covers everywhere up until the red part in the east.
Oh yeah, it's in Limgrave, the place I want to go to.
Where is your
I summon
suggestion?
you guys, or?
So, you see the ravine above the swamp?
Above
There's
the
a place.
swamp.
There's a place there.
The ravine above the swamp? Which swamp? There's...
Yeah, the big one in central Limgrave. It's called...
Oh, this
the one
place.
above Dragonburn. Yeah.
I should go there, really. That's good for stones. I would like a blunt weapon before I go in, and there is a mace on a cart here.
Oh, yeah, that's good too, but what I mean is the canyon, like above, like with the big bridge over it. You want to go under there.
Oh, this bit. I did that yesterday, yeah. I can't remember what I found there. I didn't mark it on my map, though.
There's a thing now, which is really good.
I think that was where you got that blade of yours.
Mm-hmm. There's something else there, though, which is even better.
I don't remember what it is, because I did this yesterday. All of this.
Do I summon you guys, or?
If you'd like to, Furby, we could join yours and slaughter this chump again.
Hell yeah.
So...
However, before that, I will go and talk to that guy while I have the opportunity. He is... Once again, we have to fight our way through the castle just to talk to somebody.
I think he's not in the castle, from what I remember.
Oh, he left because he became a summon for the boss, but now that we've got the Sword of Morin, we should be able to go and talk to him. If he's not there, he will have gone back to the lady.
So I didn't talk to him before I finished the dungeon, so what happened with me is he just left.
Oh.
Couldn't find him after that.
Should I go speak to that woman first?
It's up to you. It's an NPC quest, so...
Yeah, I'm not too fussed.
But I don't know where that quest leads. I imagine it's quite a long one.
I know where it starts, I just like missed them.
Right, if we do this we can avoid having to fight all those dudes again. Hey Pumpkinhead! Whee! That guy doesn't care, he's busy. Yep, no problems there. So... Does Amber Shard do more damage? Good question. 163 that did. Glintstone Pebble does 135, so it does do more damage, but it costs a lot more.
Is there any prerequisite to get that little grey symbol? That little grey gravestone symbol?
You have to be in the vicinity of a thing that looks like a tiny pointy pillar on the map. You'll see it if you look for it, but it's called... What is it called? A Monument of Resurrection, I think it's called.
Right, okay.
But if you go in the bus room, there's actually one in there. Generally, you can expect one to be in a bus room or near an encounter space.
Okay.
Right. Almost there. Ready? 4! Holy shit. It's went skywards. Read him and weep. There he is, he's back.
I'm in your debt for keeping the sword from those fallen creatures. I'm no longer bound by duty. I've rescued Arena.
I don't know where this 4 baseball joke came from, but I love it.
Thanks to you, I will be reunited with Arena and devote
Good for you, bud.
my remaining days to her. Arena has a gentle nature, though. I only hope it remains intact.
I'm sure it will.
Thanks to you, and devote Arena has a... I only hope...
And now...
I found one of them dog messages.
Baseball bats in 7 days. Ah, right. 4!
Okay, I killed the Night Sanctuary, whatever it was called. Oh, Night Rider, that's what it's called.
Ah. Right, okay, so... These boys are dead. And here is your boy.
Arena, how could this be? My daughter deserved better. The fault lies with me. I chose duty over my daughter's safety. And that is how fate has answered. I'll find them. The foul wretches responsible for this. I'll hunt them down and exterminate every last one of them. Rest assured, Arena, it will be done. I'll find them. The foul, I'll hunt them down.
Yeah, so that's his story. Sad. I guess maybe we'll meet him again someday. Let's grab an item from over here that I forgot to pick up. I am good to join Furby's world.
Okay.
Once we grab this.
Yeah, I'll just level up.
Yeah, I got enough. I'll level up there. It's quite good. You get a lot of souls for being bosses again.
You do.
So that thing I got, Furby. Have you been to the east yet? Like East Limgrave?
Most likely, yeah.
With the forest?
Probably, yeah.
There's a thing there. You get like a super flask. I forgot what it's called. Wondrous Physique flask.
Oh, okay.
And if you fuse a nullifying barrier with, for mine it's Dexed, you can get a barrier that protects you for one hit. And it's pretty good.
You just put the barrier... You get basically 2 effects, and the barrier is one of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's very good. It increases your endurance to 90% or 91% for that one hit. Across the board. And it was very useful when I had to fight an enemy that was all one-shots. Morningstar, I want this because there are enemies in this game that are very susceptible to blunt damage, and we did not previously have a blunt weapon. We can't use that though, we need 2 more strength. However, it's nice to have, just in case.
Right, yeah, I'm heading back, Furby, if you want to summon us in.
Okay.
Which site should we go to?
Not sure. 1 sec.
We kind of skipped through it, right? So Castle Morin or behind the castle, or Rampart Jail.
It is Rampart Jail.
There we go.
Oh, wait, yeah, Rampart Jail.
Rampart Jail. 4. Strike 3. That is a baseball term, isn't it? I was going to say strike like bowling, but that kind of is a baseball thing, so I guess you have to be a different sport. It has to be golf. We're like, strike!
Or bowling.
No, that works in bowling.
Yeah, but you have a strike and you have a spare.
And a turkey.
Delicious. Actually, it's a little dry.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Prefer chicken over turkey.
Any day.
Even Christmas.
I like lamb at Christmas. Oh, I have to put my sign down.
Put it on down.
I shall place it by the site.
Do you put like box your signature down?
I've gone down to the door.
Oh, where have you gone, Furby?
Boss door.
I can go to the door.
Okay, we'll head over there then.
Alright, sorry.
Pochi's signature. I don't even know what that is. God damn it. Now I have to figure that out.
Lots of galactic swirls and dots.
Probably. That's just a barcode. She doesn't need a signature. Beep boop beep.
QR code.
Yeah.
A 3D QR code.
Holy shit. It's the future. Right, let's see if I can put this sign down and see if Furby can see it now that my boss is dead. I'm pretty sure you can.
Yeah.
I don't think we have those same restrictions. But what's interesting is that when you first get the item, it tells you in the tutorial window, the goal is to help beat the end boss. So
Yeah,
it
even
does still
says that when I like summon and stuff. I can't see flowers.
It
Mine
might
is
take
on
a while
the-
for yours to...
Yeah, I just put mine down. So.
Oh, okay.
I have noticed we put ours in very similar places.
Okay.
Literally at the same
yeah.
place.
Try jump attack. Faith required ahead. Let there be monarch. The monarch! It is I!
Otherwise, summon you
Oh my
as well.
god. It's so cold.
There we go.
And I only just realised I can't move my fingers.
Oh no, we need those for summoning. Yes, if you move into the boss room, it cancels the thing, which is why I don't want to go there.
It's the danger of being cold, isn't it?
Hey!
Form the tube!
I don't think Furby has the tube.
Wait, hold on.
Maybe?
Did you have to get that from like pre-ordering? Something?
Yeah.
Oh, it has it.
Oh, you do have it.
Oh,
Come
I
on,
didn't
form the
pre-order.
tube.
Tube.
Oh, hang on, how do I get out of this?
Come tube with us.
Has Pastry seen Warrior Granny's transformation? She's got horns now.
Furby's head covers the tube. There we are.
The true head.
The true face of God.
Yeah, this is why we need mail too. Then they got the two ends of the true face of God.
Alright, are you ready to punch a hole in this guy again?
Oh, I'll take my sword off then.
Yeah, I'll have considerably less magic this time, but it's fine. Furby's got this. Let's just wait.
Okay.
Wait outside
Sure.
the door. You fight the boss with triple HP, no problem.
Don't blow at me.
Oh boy. Oh
King-
boy.
You had
The Lion King. Don't think so.
Oh,
Spin!
No.
Watch out.
Go for me, there you go. Okay, he's going for you, Botchy.
Oh, bad roll.
oh, good. We got a bot in the channel. Nice.
I'm
Want
gonna
to be
use,
famous?
I'm gonna
Wow.
use Elsa attack. Let it go.
Well, you hit him
Fuck
with it, and it staggered him.
Unleash some of thy powers!
We'll do it. We'll unleash some of thy
Oh
powers.
shit, I went to the wrong button.
There you go. Easy
I get it.
peasy.
See,
No.
I can multitask.
Now Furby has killed the boss too.
Yay!
And we get a rune arc. Thank you,
I'm being taken back.
moderators, for eating that. Furby, for eating that.
Yeah.
Just in terms of the end. Oh, yeah, we beat it on Furby's game and on my game.
Welcome back, Cyber. Hope you're doing good.
Now then. You know what? That does actually push us up to stream end time.
Oh.
Funnily enough. There are things I want to get, but I'll save it for next time, so I'm going to teleport to Aguil Lake North, which is where I tend to start these journeys, and I'm going to wrap things up, and then I'm going to keep playing this all day, because it's great. But on my other character. So, with that said, say bye-bye, Botchy. Say bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye, everybody. Thanks for joining me.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
She's had another good day out. I'm sure this research experiment trip is going very, very well. We're learning a lot, and you know, she's only died several hundred times. It's fine. She'll get over it. So with that, I'll probably be back tomorrow with Tomo Labs, maybe. Yeah, I did put it on my schedule, so I should do it. Until then, you'll have a great day. Goodbye.